All right, let's talk. So, shout out to Wrestling Winners. They literally put out what we thought they were going to put out, and pretty much they gave an expectation when Liv Morgan's coming back in the ring. And they pretty much say early 2026. Now, I did a poll today, and people voted that she's going to come back at Survivor Series 2025. That's this year, next month. And there's going to be a match where Dominic Mysterio is going to be facing John Cena. And they think that Triple H and Liv Morgan is going to screw John Cena's chances to become Grand Slam champion. 75% said yes, and 25% say no. It's the same results for when Liv Morgan is coming back, and people are assuming she's coming back next month at Survivor Series. And if that happens, then let me explain why I think that might happen, and this is going to cost her babyface turn. And it's mainly because people want John Cena to become Grand Slam champion, but the problem is, if John Cena loses opportunity to beat Dominic Mysterio because of Liv Morgan, everybody is going to hate Liv Morgan for it. And worse, she's going to be one of the most hated female wrestlers in sports entertainment for stopping a man's retirement from winning the chance to become Intercontinental Champion because Triple H said, hey, what if we do something to piss the fans off even more? What if we send Liv Morgan out there to stop John Cena in his tracks to become Intercontinental Champion? Now, it could backfire because we still got to think about Finn Balor. Like, what if Finn Balor come out and stop Dominic Mysterio from doing what he's supposed to do, and then people start to cheer for Finn Balor because they see that, they finally see him pulling the trigger and they say, yo, fuck Dom, I'm kicking him out of the group, including Liv Morgan. And if that happens, the crowd will start to cheer for Finn and they won't cheer for Dom. They'll cheer for Dom, but they won't cheer for Liv because Liv Morgan cost John Cena the opportunity to become Grand Slam champion. And all of his fans are going to hate Liv Morgan for that. And I don't think that's going to go away because it's always going to be part of her reputation is that you're the reason why John Cena is not Grand Slam champion because you wanted to look out for somebody that is technically not your boyfriend in real life. So obviously it's going to look bad on her part, and she won't apologize because unfortunately she's in character because Liv Morgan doesn't know how to clock in and clock out because every time she clock in, she feels like she got to stay in and she doesn't know how to clock out where you don't got to be this character all the way home. You could be yourself when you go back in the house. So obviously, Liv Morgan has a choice. It's either she comes back at the Royal Rumble or she comes back now at Survivor Series. But I'm warning you right now to everybody that's a fan of Liv Morgan. I don't care who it is. Listen, I'm warning all my Liv Morgan fans. If Liv Morgan comes back next month to stop John Cena to become Grand Slam champion, everyone in the stands is going to hate her. And worse, she's going to stay heel for a little while. I mean, for a while, for maybe months until she could redeem herself and actually go on her apology tour. Okay, not the revenge tour, the apology tour, because that's what she's going to have to do in order for her to get sympathy from the fans, because the women are going to ride for her no matter what. But the men, they're going to boo the shit out of her because of what she did to him. So again, I'm sorry that you guys couldn't get the results that you want, and you can make all the videos that you want. But at the end of the day, you are cheering for a woman that clearly don't give a fuck about nobody but herself. And her sticking with Dominic Mysterio does not mean that she's a good girl. It means that she is playing a role that is technically not her in real life. Y'all want her to play this leader role that was set up to become something that was actually true. Okay? Lita was really about that life. She was really out here wilding. She was really out here dropping her panties for another man. Liv Morgan has never done that. She ain't never dropped them panties for another man unless she was in a relationship. Okay? You could name them all. But other than that, Liv Morgan has never, ever got on her knees and sucked nobody's dick to reach to success. Never. And if she has, Somebody in the cut tell me, because I don't know. All I know is that Liv Morgan is playing a role that is not her. Okay? You are playing a role of a character that was already set and done. What Lita did back in the day, that was once upon a time. That was a story to tell. We've already been there and done that. Okay? You got Edge and Lita with no Matt Hardy. You could say that Finn Balor is Matt Hardy, but how can you say that when his story is different? When he has never been in a relationship with Liv Morgan. Neither has Dom. So this story between Dom and Liv should be about Finn Balor. It shouldn't be about JD or Raquel or Roxanne. But that's why I hate the fact that JD is still part of this clique. He needs to leave because at the end of the day, he has no beef with these people. He doesn't. JD's not mad at Dom. He's just trying to figure out what's going on. And what's going on is that Liv and Dom are in a tight situation because they don't know what to do. All they know is that, okay, the fans love us, so let's just still be heels, but let's just be tweeners for once. Yes, you could be a tweener, but for how long? Because at some point we gotta move on from this situation. Because you could keep this going until it's time to move on from the situation. I understand people love Liv Morgan and all that, but how long are you going to continue to cheer for her? Because at some point you're going to have to realize that she's not the problem. She is the medicine. Okay? She's not part of the problem. She is the medicine. Okay? She's the reason why Raquel is a jobber. She's the reason why Roxanne is on the way up. She's the reason why Dominic Mysterio can't get over. She's the reason why JD and Carlito look like they're afterthoughts. And she's the reason why Finn Balor is Pin Balor that they keep calling him. Because her success is hurting the group, but also her actions is causing a divide. And what she preached causes division. And if she keeps doing that, it's going to cause controversy. You know, it's a shame that Jey Uso is getting all the heat online for the 3 matches he got, but Liv Morgan gets no heat for all the stuff that she done. So all these dislikes that you're throwing on Jey Uso, you can't throw it at her for all the stuff for telling Maxine to quit, but she just got a title opportunity against Becky, for laughing at Nick Aldis at his authority and never apologized for it, for threatening Jade Cargill by saying she would throw her into the windshield and take a selfie, and she posted that on Twitter for people to see, including the police department, for putting the pressure on Bianca Belair on Twitter to apologize. So you can't dislike that, but you could dislike Jey Uso for winning title opportunities, for winning at WrestleMania, for winning the Royal Rumble. It makes no sense when the fans love him outside of the internet. You can't hate on Jey Uso and people still yeeting. You can't hate on Jey Uso if the kids are still cheering. So it makes no sense to me that we rather hate on a Samoan, but we can't hate on a white chick for spitting on the whole entire women's roster, for shitting on them, for like not even putting them over. Maxine was getting... I can't believe you guys don't remember the video. Maxine has literally got dissed by Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan say, quit. She literally told this woman to quit. And y'all hating on Becky, but at least Becky is giving her a title opportunity and also getting her over with the crowd. Okay? Yes, she didn't pin or submit Becky, but at least she got a dub and the crowd was cheering for her. And even when the second time around, yes, Becky Lynch got herself disqualified, but it's fine. Maxine is not going to quit. She's going to come back and she's going to get a rematch. And when that happens, here comes AJ Lee. And when AJ Lee do come, Maybe we might get AJ Lee versus Maxine Dupree for the Intercontinental title, but if we're going to get that, we got to get it on Raw because unfortunately they're going to set up AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. And when that happens, we just hope that Roxanne will be first in line to go after that belt. But some people want Raquel to go after the belt, which is fine, I guess. But there is reports coming out saying Raquel is going to go after the world title. And if that's the case, then who are we to say that Raquel can't get a title shot? I just hope that if she does get a title shot, she will get it before Liv Morgan comes back. Because if she don't get a title shot before Liv comes back, Liv is going to stop her in her tracks along with Roxanne. And I think that's going to start a storyline where you two don't believe in Raquel, and Raquel's going to show you that she can win anything in life, including a mid-card title and the big title. And that's going to set a great storyline for Raquel. And if Triple H could get behind Raquel and say, hey, fuck y'all that say she should win the IC belt. No, she's going to win the world title, and we're going to carry it all the way to WrestleMania, and we're going to have Liv versus Raquel for the title. But the question is Triple H going to have Liv Morgan lose this match so that way we could turn Raquel into the next great Khali? That we have to think about. But the question is, if Liv Morgan comes back next month, will she win at the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber? Well, it's hard to determine that when the location is not America. So it's best if you have Liv Morgan win the Royal Rumble and just have her challenge the SmackDown superstar. If the storyline is you can't challenge nobody on Raw because you still got beef with Roxanne and Raquel and Nikki Bella and all these people that are stopping you from getting to this big time goal that you want, right? Because you want to become two-time champion, but the new stars don't get nothing because they want you to win the belt. But the problem is you don't bring viewership. You don't get 1 million views. You maybe once in a while, but most of the times you're not. It's not coming. You know. Like, the only people that bring 1 million views is the big dogs. I'm happy enough that Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed brought 1 million views. That's great. But why can we get that passed on with Raquel? Why can we get that passed on to Roxanne? If the numbers speak, why the fuck do we need Liv Morgan? I mean, don't get me wrong. Liv Morgan will definitely tell a good story, but we need the story to have lessons. Because right now there is no lessons. People want Liv and Dom to stay together, but let me give you a heads up. The deadline of Liv and Dom relationship status is going to end at 2026. So unfortunately, we can't end it this year, but we can end it next year. And when it does end next year, I think the results is going to be Dom is gonna work with Roxanne to team up to go against Finn and Liv. And when that happens, that's when Dom and Roxanne gonna go their way. But that doesn't mean it's over for Finn and Liv. I do think they're gonna work together, and I do think they're going to get their leg back on Roxanne and Dom. And if they lose, it is what it is. But at least they're a new couple now. So now Dom get to focus on Roxanne, and now we got a new story to tell, which is great. And now the Judgment Day is over because Finn and Liv can go their separate ways while Dom and Roxanne do their own thing. And as for Raquel goes, well, the main thing I want Triple H to do is put her back in the main event spot. So now we can get Bianca, Rhea, and Raquel. Hopefully we can get a triple threat match. If it doesn't happen in WrestleMania, we can get it maybe at the Royal Rumble or Survivor Series in 2026. We can get that. And then that way Raquel will get back on top. And that way people can see that Raquel is the new star. And you can tell by the following and the build on social media just by her being by herself. And I think that's going to bring a bigger following for her, especially if her role is to show people like Liv and Roxanne that she's going to get back on the top and she will be the next big three. And look, as much as Mr. Jackson want Raquel to win the IC belt. That's not the plan, sir. The plan is for AJ Lee to take the title and Roxanne takes the title as well. So that's the plan, and I think that's what they're going by. But the question is Raquel going to win the women's world title? That's the question. Is Liv Morgan going to win the Royal Rumble if she come back in Survivor Series? Is Finn Balor gonna turn demon if Liv and Dom don't split up? Is JD gonna be released from WWE or going back to NXT? Those are the questions we need to pay attention to, because I already know Roxanne's going after AJ Lee. We know that for sure. But the question is Dom going to go with her? So that way we can get CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Roxanne and Dom. That's the question. So there's a lot of question marks for the Judgment Day storyline, but that's why if Liv Morgan comes back, I need her to be aware that when you come back, you're going to come back to question marks, because everything that you assume that's going to happen or did happen did not happen. Okay. So when you come back, what would you be what would be your excuse of why you betray Raquel, and why you got on Dom and why you got on Roxanne about their in and out, interaction, and Finn Balor's plan and JD just being by his corner? Like, what are you going to come back to? So let's talk about it. Like, what are you coming back to? What are you coming back to? Oh, Roxanne, you tried to take Dominic Mysterio away from me. No, I didn't. Oh, Raquel, you betrayed me for Roxanne. No, I didn't. Oh, Finn, you tried to get me and Dom to break up. How? Oh, Finn, JD, why you didn't say anything? What was I supposed to say? I'll say it again. Roxanne, you tried to take my man away from me. No, I didn't. Oh, Raquel, you tried to betray me with Roxanne. No, I didn't. Oh, Finn, you tried to get me and Dom to break up. How so? Oh, JD, why you didn't say anything? What was I supposed to say? That's what I'm saying, bro. Why are you coming back to question marks? You should be coming back to answers, okay? What's the answer? All right, the answer is Dom and Roxanne are not talking, so I don't got nothing to worry about. Raquel's still loyal to me, so I ain't got nothing to worry about. Oh, Finn's not doing anything along with JD, so I got nothing to worry about. What am I coming back for if people are just begging me to come back? Are you begging me to come back because you want to see me go after Nikki Bella? I mean, do you want me to come back just so I could win the world title? Do you want me to come back because you want Stephanie Valkyrie to lose her title? Like, do you want me to come back so I could bully some more women in the locker room? Like, what am I coming back for? That's what I'm saying. Just to end the Judgment Day storyline? Everything's good, so why am I coming back? If everything's all good, why am I coming back? That's what I'm saying. Like, what is she coming back for if there's no questions to be answered? That's what I'm saying. So it's just a lot to take in. But if Liv Morgan comes back next year, all right, fine. But then that makes it. But I still think that Dom is going to hook up with Roxanne. And I do think that Raquel is going after the world title. And I do think that Finn is going to get a babyface turn himself because of the demon. And I do think that JD will be released because there's nothing for him to do. Okay? You can't just keep giving people tag team matches, Hunter. You got to do something else besides that. Liv don't need to have a tag team partner right now. She could face people on her own. She don't need a tag team partner. And Raquel should not be going anywhere near Liv Morgan until she settle her beef with Roxanne. So, and even though there's really no beef, Finn Balor's trying to create it. Everybody in the group should know that this is not about Liv and Dom. This is about Finn and Liv Morgan. But nobody wants to talk about that. So, again, let's talk about it. Finn and Liv have beef and everybody else don't. Okay? Liv Morgan got beef with the women and Dominic Mysterio got no beef with none of these people. He don't got beef with Finn Balor and JD. He just wondering why is Finn Balor so jealous of Dominic Mysterio? Well, because you have this bigger aura than he does. And it's mainly because he lost his aura when he started losing matches and started joining this group. And ever since he joined the Judgment Day, the Finn Balor has been treated like a mid-carder. And now he has to get that, he has to earn the fans' trust again. And the only way he could do that is by bringing his old theme song back and turning the demon. That's the only way to do it. And the only way you can do that is if you fight it, okay? Fight it. Talk to Triple H and tell him, hey, I want to go back, all right? And if you don't go back, then that's on you. But you're never going to get over with the crowd if you don't do it. So hopefully that comes to play. But right now, it's just a lot to take in. But I do believe that Liv Morgan will surprise some people by coming back. I do think if she does come back at the Royal Rumble, that she's definitely going to get the crowd's reaction in Saudi Arabia. But after that, what about America? That's something you got to sit down and think about. So, yeah. So hopefully we can see what happens next with the Judgment Day. But I think the sooner the better. If Liv Morgan's return, we can end this once and for all. But I don't think that Liv Morgan is going to get a babyface turn right away. I still think that she's going to be having a real difficult time getting that. We just have to wait and see. But y'all get in the comment box and let me know, man. What do you guys think, man? Do you think that Liv Morgan is coming back sooner, or she's going to come back next year and the date that they say? But before I end this video, I do want to remind you guys, and I said this before and I'm going to say it again. In order to end the Judgment Day, you have to end the Liv and Dom movement. I repeat, in order for you to end the Judgment Day, you have to end the Liv and Dom movement, okay? Liv and Dom cannot be together forever, okay? They have to end in order for them to move on. All right, everybody got it. You see everybody in this photo? This is what has to happen, okay? You see the photos, man. Look at this photo, guy. Look at this, all right? Look, Raquel is champion. JD release. Finn Balor, bring back his aura, including his theme song. Dom and Roxanne hooking up. Liv Morgan going her way. I mean, I know you're looking at the lemon like, okay, why she's on the lemon? And I'm like, because she's a lemon head. But what I'm trying to say is Liv Morgan has to go back to being solo. Okay? That's the only way to do it. So anyway, I gotta go because there's some people talking in the background. But y'all get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. And I'll catch y'all in the next video, all right? We'll talk about it during the week. All right? Or next week, we'll talk about it. All right? I'm out.